All right, fifth grade, this is your lesson 7, which is rounding to place values using decimals. So I'm going to do the first example for you here, where this is 3.1 or 3 1/10. And they asked you to round to the nearest hundredth, tenths, and tens. So we're going to take this 3.1 and we are going to look at the hundredths place. Well, as you can see right here, I don't really have a hundredths place, do I? That's going to be a 0. When I don't have a hundredths place, it equals 0. So I have to ask myself, is 0 closer to 0 or 9? What's closer to 0? So if I were to round 3.1 or 3 1/10 with hundredths, it would be 3 10/100ths right there. With the tenths, I have a 1 in the tenths place. All right, I look next door, but it doesn't look like I have anything there, do I? So I have to just keep this the same. All right, that 3.1, it's right here. I'm good. 3.1/10 is rounded already. Okay, so 3.1 is your answer. There really doesn't need to be a 0 there. And then your tens. Oh, it doesn't look like I have any tens here, do I? I have no tens in 3.1 at all. So since I have no tens, my rounding it to the nearest tens would be 0, and that's it. Let's look at this one where I actually do have numbers that I can round. So with the hundredths place, let me write my number out here. Here's my 100, and I have that 15, 3, 7, 6, and I'm rounding it to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to look at the 7, and then I'm going to look next door. Is this 5 or more? Yes, it is. So I know that I need to add 1 more to this hundredth, and this is going to turn into 100. Actually, I'm going to write it down here. It's going to be 115 and 38 hundredths. And that would be how I would round that. I made the mistake of putting it in the chart, but you need to put this answer in the chart. This I should have put down here, and so I'm going to do that for the next ones. So with my ones place, I have 115.376, and I'm looking at my ones place. My ones place is right here. So I'm going to look next door. Is it 5 or more? No, it is not. So I'm going to let this 5 be, and my answer is going to be 115. That's my answer for that one. I have no decimal after. If you would like to put a decimal, they could just all be zeros, okay? And now my tens place. So I have 115 and 376 thousandths. And now I'm looking at my tens place right there. Gonna look next door. Is this 5 or more? Yes, it is, which means I'm going to have to add 1 more to this underlying number, which 1 plus 1 is 2. So my new number is 120. And of course, the rest become zeros. All right, so I hope that helps you out. Good luck.